Good evening, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm Gabriel O'Sullivan, Chairman of the Board of Directors, and I just want to tell you on behalf of the board and staff and admin, thank y'all so much for taking the time to be here today. A little bit about me. Again, Gabriel O'Sullivan. My wife's name is Ryan. We have 3 kids here at the school. Avery is a senior. She's our daughter. Isaac is in 7th grade, and Tyson is in 2nd grade. And we've been here a while. Avery started in K-5, so big history here at the school. As a member of the board, just want to express, the board's appreciation for you as parents for letting your kids be here. Want to also express our excitement that we have for this school. Not only for the past of the school, which has been amazing and storied, but also for the future. We're really excited about things that are coming. And tonight, you're going to get to hear a lot of that. So it's going to be a power-packed hour. Okay, you're going to hear from strategic planning consultants. You're going to hear from board members. You're going to hear from staff and admin, which and the teachers, those are the folks that are on the front lines, right? Teaching our kids, inspiring our kids, educating our kids, all from a biblical worldview. And, again, I want to just express our excitement as a board for Oak Brook and what it is and its place in our society, because we truly believe that now, maybe more than ever, our nation, our country, our community needs a school like Oak Brook. We need a school that is developing the next set of leaders for our country, that is developing students and it's going to develop teachers, and it's going to develop business leaders that are taught from a biblical worldview. And so we're very thankful for this school, and we're excited again for the things that are to come. I'm going to open us up in prayer, and then I'm going to pass the mic on to Leanne Ballou, our vice chair. She's going to introduce Kurt Unruh, and she'll tell you more about him. So if you could pray with me. Dear Father, we thank you so much for tonight. God, I thank you for this opportunity to come and share exciting news with our families. God, we are grateful, dear Lord, for this school, Lord, for the impact that it has made in the past for our community, Father, for our families, and we are very grateful for the future that you have prepared for this place. Father, we ask that tonight that your spirit would be here, dear God, that you would give us all the words to say, dear Father. Help us all to have ears to hear, dear Father. Help us to come together, dear Lord, and to move the school forward. God, not for our glory, God, but for your glory. God, we know that you have great things in store for the students that are here. Father, we know that you are developing them to be the next leaders of our nation, God, of our community, and we are thankful for that. God, we pray again that your blessing and your spirit will be with us tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. So if you could please help me welcome Leanne Ballou.
I'm Leanne Ballou, I'm the vice chair of the board. To give you a little bit of background on me, I have 3 boys here. I have Nolan, who's in 8th grade. I have Ethan, 6th grade, and then Dylan, who's in 3rd grade. And he's been with us since K-3. I'm excited. I am also a marketing director of a construction company, but that's just my day job. So I'm here to help with helping my presentations on the board. I'm really excited about what the future holds for what we're doing next. So I'm going to introduce Kurt. Kurt. Kurt is the founder of NextEd. This is a Christian school strategic planning and leadership development company. He's helping us coordinate our teams of strategic planning consultants, so you're going to hear a little bit more about that later from Martin. Kurt is a strong follower of Jesus. He is formerly a practicing attorney, and he helped start Kurt helped start and was the head of school, one of the country's most successful Christian private schools. Kurt and his team are giving us wisdom and guidance as we have already started the nationwide search for our next head of school. So help me welcome Kurt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Kurt, who wrote that. Here's how I was privileged and pleased to, frankly, have Christian schooling and Christian education changed my life. I've been following the Lord since I was 5 years old. My wife and I desire to raise our children in the fear of the admonition of the Lord, and that included school. We thought to begin with that would be homeschool. That's what my wife did for many years, but I had a privilege and call to help a group of families start a Christian school in the suburbs of Colorado. And I was an attorney. I had no background in education. I had no life education. I students mentioned it as an individual, and considered it more and bad and frustrating and those kind of things, but the vision to prepare tomorrow's leaders to transform the world for Christ. advice really resonated with me, and we gave it a good effort. And I was really pleased for that to be a career trajectory for me and for my family. I spent 15 years there as the head of school, and learned a lot about Christian education during that time. And then recently, about the last 3 years, we started the Next Step practice with myself and 5 other experienced heads of school around the country. Collectively, between our 6 teammates, we have over 170 years of Christian school leadership, and that's our desire to bring that knowledge and experience to bear here. We got started with Oak Brook last August, and working in strategic planning and long-range visioning and some executive coaching and board governance and things like that. Things that transpired. We're ready and prepared now to help the school assist in its search process for head of school. This is my second visit to campus. It's been a great day today, getting feedback from teachers, from students, from parents, admin team, and we'll do so again tomorrow. And our goal is within a week's time, we will have a draft of what we call an opportunity profile to begin to be marketed nationally to our contacts and other people that follow and pay attention to head school search world that we're working on. So this position for Oak Brook's head of school will be a nationally marketed search. With that said, I want to tell you that our experience is that the folks that end up applying, candidating, and looking at schools primarily already have an interest in the school they're involved with. That means that what I'm saying by that is we're going to also turn to you for your recommendations, your references, your ideas, your suggestions. You may know the educational world and others to get the word out. It can't just be our only task of us to do the marketing, but all of us in Oak Brook that we can meet about the school, one God's next best leader for our school. And so we'll ask for your help in getting the word out. But then what we do is bring those candidates together, vet them, improve them, work on them, spend more time getting to know them, and then we will present a slate of semifinalist candidates to the board for them to select on and move forward to help shepherd and facilitate. So I'm delighted to be here. You have a great school. I love talking to your students today, especially. They love to hear your teachers do as well. So there's a lot of great things that I'm excited to support you in.
All right. Thank you so much, Kurt. As you can see, we're very blessed to have Kurt and his team quarterbacking our efforts. And so thank you. Now I get to introduce Martin Wildman. Martin, as many of you know, he and his wife Amy have been involved with school for 30 years, off and on. They've graduated 4 children from the school. And so Martin has been gracious enough to be the one leading up our strategic planning process. And so he's got some really exciting news. So please welcome Martin Wildman.
Just a little more about me, if I may. As Gabe says, I have 4 sons. My youngest graduated from Oak Brook 10 years ago, Wilson. And my wife, Amy, she's from Mississippi. I'm from the UK originally, although Spartanburg has been my home now for 40 years. So our strategic planning began in September 2022. We did a lot of good work, a lot of good groundwork was laid, but there was also a lot of extended disagreements along the way that were challenging for us. We were very slow in making progress, but nevertheless, I would say it was a healthy and refining process that we went through. We really struggled to get our head around who Oak Brook is. It was very important that we had a very clear definition of who our school was. One of the big challenges that exists for any organization, particularly a school like Oak Brook, is what they call mission drift. And the potential that over time, and we're well over 30 years of existence now as a school, that we lose sight as an organization of who we are. And so the importance of spending time to define and understand and agree upon who we are is a very critical aspect of this. In spite of all of this, progress was very slow. And honestly, for many of us, it was frustrating. When we got forward to April 2024, we needed a reset. And the board asked me whether I would lead the strategic planning. But I said, look, I may not be the smartest person in the world, but I have two things going for me. One is I've been involved with the school since 1996. I got my tour around the village school when it was a Covenant Presbyterian church, and Rosemary Moore, the founder of the school, gave my wife Amy and I a tour around the school. And she had me eating out of her hand day one. I became her disciple. I absolutely loved the idea and the vision that God had put in Rosemary's heart for this school. It was absolutely beautiful. And I have a love in my heart for this school that 10 years after my youngest son has graduated, I'm still passionate about this school. But I've got those things going. So we just decided to just launch into it. So May 20th, which was the last day of school, we had a teacher luncheon in this room, and we gathered all of our teachers together and we kicked off our strategic planning again. We needed an intense new initiative over the summer break. We couldn't get it done during the school year because everybody was so busy, and we stuck our neck out and we said, okay, over the summer break, we would like to get groups together to get some traction here. We need to make progress. Step one, we needed a new mission statement, and it needed to be inspirational, beautifully written, distinctly Oak Brook, and clearly defining of who we are. It also needed to be a valuable working document that we could continue to refer to in the future. So there's a saying that a camel is a horse designed by committee. And it's a real watch out. It's a warning for us. So how can we gain input from a broad base of people and yet also achieve a beautifully crafted, uncompromising document? That was the challenge that we faced. And we got inspiration from the Declaration of Independence. How did such a beautifully crafted, worded document end up being created? And as I researched this a little bit more and read up on it, the Continental Congress eventually assigned 5 people, and amongst those 5 people who were given the task of drafting a document, they picked one person to draft it, and that ended up being Thomas Jefferson. It's a great story and a very inspirational story, but they were able to deliver a beautifully crafted document, and it was an inspiration to us to go about doing this. And so what we did was we received ideas from teachers, from leadership of the school, from parent leadership, even from the high school level. We received 30 drafts from people, in their own words, how they viewed the mission of the school. We took everybody's names off, and we gave those documents to Rosemary Moore, our founder. She and her husband Lewis reviewed them, and they picked the top 5 documents that they felt best described Oak Brook. And from that 5, they picked one person, one document, the author of one document, to be the drafter of our mission statement. And it ended up being Alicia Womack, who was assigned that task. Nobody knew who it was. Rosemary and Lewis did not know. But this is the document that Alicia wrote, and it was within 30 days from starting this process. It was presented to our board of directors and was approved. I'm going to read it to you. Oak Brook Preparatory School is committed to delivering a Christ-centered, interdenominational college preparatory education that nurtures the whole child, mind, body, and spirit. As a community of scholars, we seek to encourage the unique talents and passions of each student, igniting curiosity and empowering growth in wisdom, character, and purpose. Through a rigorous curriculum rooted in truth, goodness, and beauty, we prepare students not merely for academic success, but for well-balanced lives of meaningful contribution and transformative service. At Oak Brook, we believe every child is wonderfully made in God's image, and we are devoted to cultivating graduates who will lead the gospel with gospel intentionality, integrity, and passion, making a lasting impact on the world. So we wanted to come up with a theme for our strategic planning, and a theme evolved of the idea of developing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. And so we picked 6 key elements that went into a process that we went through here, going from left to right. You can't read this, you don't need to. I'm just trying to give you a sense of the journey that we've gone through. Within 30 days, we had a new mission statement. And then in the middle here, we had 8 groups: the mind, body, soul, say academic, sports, faith development. And then we went into the arts, which is an important part of life here at Oak Brook, and life skills, and then the culture, the community here at Oak Brook. And these teams all met over the summer period. We had in total I counted how many people we had involved over the summer months. We had 91 people involved with this process over the summer months before school came back. For those of you who did participate in those teams, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate your involvement and your participation. It was extremely valuable. We gathered a lot of ideas from people, these various teams, of things that we can do that were central to Oak Brook's mission, and gave us ideas that we've kept those ideas. Some of them we've already implemented, some of the low-hanging fruit, and others we will retain them and use them in the future to develop new ideas. And then I was sitting in a financial strategy meeting with our team. It was the third one we had. And Alicia Womack made a statement. She said, "I would really love to be able to graduate 60 high school seniors every year." And it's interesting, there were certain nuggets along the journey here that were incredibly valuable to us. And this was one of them. So we took that idea that Alicia came up with, and we made this spreadsheet. And said, well, how many students do we need per grade in order to end up with 60 graduates? 60 graduates. And it comes to 966. Call it 1,000. Okay, keep in mind that we have 420 enrolled today. I think we had discovered what they call the BHAG, from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. The big, hairy, audacious goal. I think we found it. Okay. So you see this guy's face there on the left? That was Amanda's face when we delivered that number. As admissions director, she had a personal stake in that. That's when Amanda started smoking. Okay, so this is our property. Here on the left in yellow, that's our current campus. We were fortunate enough several years ago to be able to buy this adjacent property connected to our campus. And we have the Fair Forest Road there on the far right that could be a future access road or driveway. So we over the summer, we gathered enough information from our sports and facilities team to actually come up with a draft of a master plan. It's a draft, by the way. And the buildings there in blue are potential new buildings, sort of phase one, with a potential for a high school there in the new campus with gymnasium and auditorium and an athletic track and all kind of good stuff. You even got a 5K running trail all the way through the property. Okay, we didn't stop because this created more questions than it did answers. Is this even achievable? Is it feasible? If 1,000 students is not feasible, what is the right number? Are there that many potential Oak Brook families even out there? If so, how do we reach them? How can we help make Oak Brook the very best school that it can be? We need some help. And that's when things started opening up in this journey that we were going on. We became introduced to, and through a series of conversations, we became introduced to a network of different consultants from all over the country. What I would describe, in my opinion, as the very best multidisciplinary private school consultants for Christian schools in the country. There's all kinds, and we engaged every one of them. Now, I'll show you a little information about who they are. We have one gentleman who just spoke to you, who is one of these consultants. But everything from head of school search to strategic planning to board effectiveness training. How can we get that forward to the school? We need to become better at what we're doing. Headmaster executive coaching. How can our headmaster be the very best he or she can be? Enrollment feasibility, financial assessment, new logo developments, AI, new website, AI development into the website. They are working on all of these things. 10-year financial modeling. Kurt Unruh, you just met. He's what I would describe as our lead consultant. He's loosely leading these other consultants. Kurt is from the Denver area in Colorado. And some of you will have met Mike Connor already. Mike visited us a week or two ago, and he's going to do a very interesting study for us. He's going to help us assess the market size for right fit or mission fit type families that are out there within our community that could be potentially Oak Brook families that we haven't reached out to without access. He's going to create an image order that will create a profile of mission fit families. He's going to do competitive analysis. He's going to create a heat map of where these right fit or these mission fit families are within our area. Very sophisticated work. He's been doing it for the last 30 years. And finally, Jessica will tell a little bit about Tom Greenwald. He's from Massachusetts. He's the financial strategist focusing on private Christian schools. And Jessica will share that in just a minute. Andy Lynch of North Star is the principal there from Greensboro, North Carolina. They have 28 employees. Amanda will share more about North Star and the wonderful work they're doing. But this is a timeline of all of the various consultants we have and the work that they're doing. And you can see North Star their work will take place over an 18-month period. But we will substantially be finished with our strategic planning by the end of this school year. Now, we probably need to regroup ourselves and give the full unveiling of the strategic plan when everybody comes back for the next school year. But we will be substantially finished by that time. Okay. I'm going to end my part of the presentation with this picture. I love this picture. This was painted by Riley, one of our graduated seniors from a few years ago. It sits in our lobby, and it's part of our senior project. And to me, this says it all. This is the reason why we're here. It's the reason I'm here. That we are trying to create this. We're trying to invest in these young people's lives, so that their spiritual roots run deep behind flowing waters, and that they will yield fruit in their time, as God has revealed in the heart of the founder of this school and continues to this day. Something I deeply, deeply believe in, and I hope you do too. So that's my presentation. I'm going to hand over to Jessica, who is our financial chair, and let her continue.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Martin, for his leadership, really, in catapulting us into greatness. We wouldn't have been made it this far without him, for sure. As you heard, we have great plans here for Oak Brook. I'm a fairly new Oak Brook parent. I have my son Ben is in second grade, so we've been here since 20-ish. So I'm fairly new compared to the veterans, Gabe and Martin there. But I am very, very excited about the future of this school and the future of our family here. I'm very excited. As the finance chair, it is my responsibility to oversee the budgeting process. And I can assure you that Oak Brook continues to operate at a very tight ship. We make every effort to make sure tuition is affordable for our families without sacrificing the quality of education that we love and have come to expect. Unlike most of our area's competing schools, we are entirely self-supported. We do not rely on tax dollars or congregation. And just like families here, we have to make sure that our expenses do not overrun our income. So our finance team and the entire board takes that charge very, very seriously. Martin gave you lots of information about the A team that we've assembled, and I'm very excited to see the fruit of those efforts. But that is all come together through the generosity of donors. And what I'm most excited about is the financial strategy and sustainability assistance from the nation's financial expert on Christian schools, that is Creative Independence. And Tom Greenwald, like Martin said, the company's principal is going to walk us through industry standards, key performance indicators, so where should we be on target, right? Where should we keep our expenses as far as percentage-wise? Where do we need to set our goals to hit those? Financial modeling and some strategies to reach our goals for long-term financial success and sustainability for generations. I want to make sure that we are so healthy that we are projecting 30, 40, 50 years from now, and that we're creating the next generation of Christian leaders. We're going to set that up right now. We're going to do the work right now so that we can have long-term success. So I hope you will join me in praying for creative independence in us over the next few months as we dive deep into financial analysis with them. But it is donations that has made this possible. And so it's donations like this for our annual fund that are so critical to our budget. This year we've set a very audacious goal. Also with our annual fund giving goals. And we would love to have 100% participation from our families. That might look different for each person and each family, but having participation means that you're investing with us, and you are on our train, and you're going to come along with us. And so that would make us very excited if you would also participate. Currently, 80% of our budget pays for the great teachers and staff that you know and love, who love and pray for your children. We also recognize that our salary levels have fallen short of our area's competing schools and the public school system. With your help via an annual fund, we can begin to close that gap and compensate our teachers at a more competitive level. We also recognize that budget constraints often prohibit the school from investing in areas that are important to you. And so we want to hear from you. So we've created an online giving platform for you to donate specifically to the area that you believe we should focus on. That might include the arts, athletics, STEM, security, and other opportunities. So go check that out. You should receive shortly in the mail a pledge card. It's going to detail all that out. So it's going to have a QR code down at the bottom. It's going to send you to that online platform that I mentioned. So please prayerfully consider making your donation to the Oak Brook Annual Fund. As a tax professional, that's my day job. I'm a CPA. I can confirm that donations to the annual fund can be itemized as a tax deductible contribution. Think about that in tax time. I want to give a special thank you to the entire Oak Brook board for their continued leadership and direction of the school. And that was really fast, and I tried to rush through that, so I know we're kind of a little behind. So up next, Alicia.
So much for coming. We're just really excited to share with you some of the academic excellence that we are seeing in our classrooms, from our students, from our teachers. We have great achievements, great progress, and great innovation. We are committed to a high quality education for all of your students, whether they are K-3 through 12th grade. And we just want to take you through some of the key updates that you're seeing in your classroom this year. I'm going to introduce Allison Rosler, who's going to let us know a little bit about some of the new things. And then we're going to go from there to test scores, the Oak Brook way, and a little bit about our college guidance program.
Hello, I'm Allison Rosler. I'm the middle school director here at Oak Brook, and I work with pretty much all of your kids, it seems like, in high school. I'm helping coach basketball as well, so I'm doing work with some kids that I don't want to. So a couple of new things that we have that's going on, some highlights that I just want to shed some light on. We are starting to incorporate missions into our middle school curriculum with the help of Ms. Moore, our new ELA teacher. She's amazing. We have been working really hard to push missions into our inquiry standards that we use in English, and just finding ways to incorporate that mission that we expect our families to have, and our students the importance of honoring Christ and teaching others about Him through our mission-based learning. So this December, we are sending our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to spread Christmas cheer in assisted living places throughout Spartanburg. Ms. Warren's been working really hard on that. So, we are already seeing the effects of the new ACT and SAT classes with improved scores, which Ms. Longman is going to go through. We have new electives such as computer science, gaming and strategy, and creative writing that have been added to the middle school program. And then this year in the high school program, our students are doing a broadcasting course where they're able to create kind of like an announcement show. The kids love it, watch it, and it's so much fun. And then our Search and Teach program, the lower school, is helping identify students who need a little bit more training and help and giving them interventions they need, so they're able to be where they need to be grade level wise in reading. And then we have the new communication platform that we started at the beginning of the year, Nine Toolbox. That is where we streamline all of our information. So our teachers are putting lesson plans on there. Anything new that comes out, our nightly newsletters are all archived there. It's our one-stop shop for the whole school, not just middle school.
Awesome.
Now I get to talk to you about math and statistics, which is one of my favorite things. Our AP passing rate this year was 81%. Actually, it's about 50%. And this is pretty significant because this is up from 67% last year. So this was a huge jump, which just really shows the hard work of our students and our teachers. Our SAT average has increased 5%. With a lot of strength in reading and math, well above national averages. We just got our PSAT scores back last week, and our PSAT scores this year were up across the board in all of the grades that took it, 36 points on average. One of the things that I was super excited about is our new SAT prep class. Those students in that class, their scores went up about 100 points on average. So we are already seeing the fruit from that. And they had only had the math section of that prep class when it was time to take the SAT. So I fully believe that after they take the ELA portion of that prep class, we're going to continue to even see greater numbers there. With our younger kids, the CTP, which is our 3rd grade through 8th grade, they are outperforming state and national averages in math, language, arts, and 95% of our students are at or above grade level, which is great. So those are just a few things that we are super excited about. It just really shows how hard our students are working and how amazing our teachers are. Vicki Bolden is going to share with us a little bit about one of our strategic planning pieces called Edward Way.
And it's good to see you this evening. I see faces that I've not seen for a while because your children are no longer in lower school, but I see some current families too, so I'm glad to see you this evening. At Oakbrook, we are always working to refine our curriculum to ensure it aligns with and supports our mission and values. This year, we are closely examining the curriculum across the lower school, middle school, and upper school through a curriculum mapping and alignment exercise to ensure that every aspect of our teaching not only supports our mission and values, but also the components of the way. So curriculum mapping, we are mapping our curriculum across every grade level and subject area to ensure continuity and progression. And this process allows us to identify and address any gaps, reduce redundancy, and ensure that our students are building on knowledge year after year. The alignment with the Oakbrook Way, as part of the exercise, we're evaluating our curriculum to ensure that it reflects our unique educational approach. We are documenting our proven, reliable process by age and stage to ensure future generations receive the same high-quality educational experience. I'm hoping my grandchildren are here to enjoy that same process that my children have gone through. The cornerstones of an Oakbrook education are the alignment in the Oakbrook Way there, nurturing faith, igniting minds, integrating enrichment, fostering relationships, shaping leaders, and embracing balance. So this alignment exercise, our teachers are working on that. Students work on their things, our teachers work on classroom things, but they're also working outside of that. But it ensures that our students are prepared, not only academically, but also equipped with the values and skills that they need to thrive on as their adults.
Hi, I'm Ashley Hare. As Alicia said, this is my first year doing college guidance, so I'm really excited to share how this year's going so far and looking forward to starting the year really soon. We haven't set a goal for our seniors to all apply to at least one school by November 1st. They all did that this year. All 28 of them were celebrated just yesterday with a food truck for them, so they did that a lot. And then looking forward in the next few months, junior parents are in here, I'll be starting junior meetings with you guys, and we do a really personalized college planning process here, so that we get going really soon, and that way they have their questions answered, so they can get going on their college applications as soon as possible. So I'll meet with parents and students of the junior class very soon.
We just want to thank you so much for partnering with us. We want to thank our faculty that are here. We want to thank our students for their hard work. This really only scratches the surface. We only have a few minutes to be able to share all the amazing work that is happening here. So we are very proud of this progress, and we just thank you for partnering.
Hey, I'm Kelly Bird. I'm the Director of Faith Development, and I feel like I get to talk about one of the most exciting things going on here because you know, when you have students, we have 420 students going to chapel every week, and when you see those students move from just going to a point where they are initiating things, that's happening, y'all. We had a middle school girl that wanted to start a Bible club, and it had like 5 people in it last year. This year it has 14. Things are happening around Oakbrook. And then we had our chapel band was kind of sparse last year, but
we set out to, with the help of Avery O'Sullivan, she's been a great leader in that. And we set out to have like, just to set a goal to what to have and put it out there, and we doubled our chapel leadership team. This is not just singing, playing instruments. This is being willing to pray, being willing to step up and share your testimony, anything like that. I just love it when I see these kids taking the initiative and not being afraid to do that. One of my favorite things is about the chapel band is they also started an accountability group, and it kind of convicts me, as it probably should all of us, that these kids are getting together once a month and asking hard questions to each other. I mean, they're not just like, did you go to church? They're deep questions, and so I think that's an exciting thing too, that these kids are taking what's being given in chapel in small groups, and they're getting into real life. And so some of the initiatives that we did for was this thing called, what is that? Yes, the gospel assessment, and it provides. It's just like a 10-minute survey that provides us with just insights on how they see faith in their life. And we haven't got back those results yet because we're still this week we will be finished with that. But it just excites me to see that we can have that report and just see where we are, where our students are personally. It's not going to be some deep thing that's private, but it asks a good question for that. We've also started a teacher's Bible study, and that's going great. And I just love to see new things happening because people step out and want it. And so that's what I'm most excited about, to see how God's going to use students. We have a bunch of students this year that love the Lord, and you can tell it. You can just tell it by the way they're initiating things. And so I ask that you be in prayer for them, because I think when someone steps out on their own, it kind of makes them a target for our enemy. So be in prayer for these students that are doing that. And now Amanda is going to come for her part.
So thank you so much. First, just really wanted to introduce, I don't know if everybody's had a chance to meet Jensen. Harden is our new admissions and marketing coordinator. Jensen brings just a wealth of creativity, hard work, and love for our school. She has a daughter in the 4th grade this year who's joined us as well. Jensen joined us right after the start of the school year last year, and if you have been following us on social media, she is doing a fabulous job in helping to tell our story. And she's been working with me closely, as I'm going to share some of the exciting initiatives that we've been doing. We also have Jeremy Goldine. Jeremy has joined us just in the last couple of weeks as an admissions assistant. My team has grown to 3 people in rapid time, and it's kind of amazing. Feeling. Jeremy is going to be helping us as we are doing some more data entry. He's really helping us in the back end of the admission side, helping with coordinating shadow days and getting tours scheduled, working on the website, and different things to help us continue to reach new mission-minded families. What's great is that tours are already up, so we are already seeing a significant jump in our inquiries and our tours from last year, and really over the last 2 years, we've seen a significant increase. So what we're doing is working, but we're excited to continue this project. So a couple of things I wanted to share with you. As Martin and the team have shared, we've been very, very busy over the last 15 to 18 months, and we have a lot more to cover as we go forward. One of the most exciting things that we've been working on is we've been really refining and redefining many things and many of our foundational documents of the school. Martin mentioned the mission statement and the vision statement were important documents for us to revisit and make sure that we were fully committed to who we are, what we do, who we do it for. And so also with that, we have refined our core values. If you have been at Ocean for a while, you may be familiar with our core values. Those were strong, wonderful values that we really appreciated and took very seriously. But really what we've learned in this process is as an organization, We want to make sure that our core values are representing our best practices every single day. What our people are doing, our expectations for our staff. And so we really want to make sure that we're living out those core values every single day and being able to call out individual staff, students, partners of our, in our families that were helping us to make sure that we were living these principles we want to live really. So we refined these things were actually adopted formally last night by the board of directors. So hot off the press, you are getting to see these, but they are live faithfully, engage with grace, prepare with purpose, celebrate every child, and pursue lifelong learning. Thank you, Michelle. Maybe back up again. So we are very excited that these core values will now be something that we will integrate into our daily lives here at Oak Brook, with our staff, and with our families. The Oak Brook Way, as was just shared by our grade level directors, that was also one of the foundational documents that we have put into practice and will continue to develop at age and stage. The goal with that is I will be able, as many of you have seen as you go through tours, that I'll be able to really systematically explain and help parents, prospective parents, and current families to understand what is the expectation of our K-3 students to know by the end of K-3 journey with us. What does a fifth grader's end of their fifth grade year look like? So we'll go through all of those components as Vicki shared, igniting minds, nurturing faith, fostering relationships, promoting balance. All of those will be integrated by age and stage, and we'll walk through that as we, in a way to be able to really articulate our proven process for educating children. The Mission-Minded Family Rubric, this is an internal document that helps our admissions team. Our focus here is to make sure that we are partnering with mission-minded families. All of you fit into that category because you're here tonight. You've latched on to the mission. That's why I'm here. Martin spoke about his love of our mission. That's why you are all here. That's why our teachers are here. We're all here to serve the mission that God has called us to here at Oak Brook. So that's the most important part. So the Mission-Minded Family Rubric is not a test that you have to pass. You know, it's your rubrics, and one of those that they have an A, you don't pass it. It's not that kind of rubric, but it's really helping us making sure that we are finding families that are partnering with us in our mission, grace-filled partnerships, that they are here because they are academically ready to be here, that they are on the journey to graduate from Oak Brook, that they also are looking for a Christian education. That's first and foremost. That our families, you know, as we talked about, it's very important that we are a missional evangelical school, but we will not compromise on the fact that we want our families that are coming to the door to be looking for a Christian education for their families. That's a non-negotiable. And so in those things, by being able to have this mission, this mission-minded family rubric, we're able to really assess as we go through to make sure that we're partnering with the families that need to be here. In addition to that, the portrait of a partnership is kind of a forward-facing document. Mission-Minded Family Rubric is not going to go on the website, as you know. I know you teachers like to share the rubrics beforehand, but that sometimes, gives all the right answers. But no, the portrait of a partnership is the forward vision of that, so that we can share with our families. They can go to the website, they can open up their tour folder when they come, and they can envision what it's like to be an Oak Brook family. They can look at those things, they can see what commitment we are making to them, and they can also look at the commitment that we're expecting from them. And I think that's really important when any kind of partnership you enter into. I recognize that we're in a partnership, right? We are committed to a partnership with you. It takes a partnership for this place to work. We have wonderfully engaged, involved members of our board of directors. I know we've got, our Oak Club is so important to our athletics, our booster club. We've got our Parents Advisory Council. We have our Parents Club. This is a partnership. We are all in a partnership together. And so it's very, very important that this portion of a partnership exists so that we can also make sure that when anyone is looking for a school, they can come straight to the website and really see for themselves, and can I envision myself joining into this school. I have the most exciting job right now because we are doing, in addition to all these tours, lots of rebranding. And so, marketing people, design people, get excited about new logos and things, but we are working with North Star Marketing, which to just the leaders in Christian education marketing in the field. Fabulous team of people who have learned a tremendous amount from them for just the last 2 years that we've been working with them. But we're very excited about our logo redesign. We are doing our academic and our athletic rebranding. We're excited. Martin was very involved in our first logo. It's not going far. We're not going to completely, we're not traveling too far away from our roots, but we are definitely excited to do a little Botox. So that's just really important. We're also, as Mark mentioned, the AI integration. That's actually something that's going to be launching on our current website this week. We're going to kind of test run it on the current website, and then it will be fully integrated into the new, fully redesigned website that we're working on as well. So that's one of the most important things that we're doing. But in addition, the monthly coaching and professional development, I have the unique pleasure of being able to talk to admissions directors and marketing folks from all over the country in Christian schools on best practices and things that we're doing through this partnership with Northstar. I'm able to share the things that we're doing and also get wonderful feedback from them on new ways to tell our story, market to families that need to be here, and just ways of making sure that we're highlighting the fabulous education that children get every day. And in addition to that, they're also getting an opportunity to participate in wonderful athletics and arts. And so I'm going to invite up two of the people who help to lead us in our arts and athletics. Jenny Howard, who is our fine arts chair, and Kyle Roberts, who is our athletic director. Jenny Howard, I'm team chancellor and over the fine arts. And so I'm just going to breeze through this really quick. So musical theater, first off, we just had our auditions for Alice in Wonderland, and our director was Don Rollins for 10 plus years. They were kind of worried what's going to happen. And then Pam came along, Willis, been teaching theater for 20 plus years, dear friend of mine. Even better, she loves Jesus. So she is truly skilled, and we had 35 audition, 14 were new auditionees. That doesn't mean they were new students. Most of them were already here. They had just never experienced theater. And the cast list came out, and I'm super, super excited. So I also need to know that we know that the product is always good, but the process is even better. And we've seen so many relationships grow from the musical, not just with our students, but with our parents. There's so many of you in this room, costumes, concessions, the program, the work. So it's obviously super important to us. Symphony's fun. It's the new class. We combine strings with band. And when I got an update from Ms. Brown, she said that they're rising to a greater challenge. So, we always push to make things hard, but when they can excel, when it's hard, it makes it even better. We have one that's preparing for region band. We have 3 students that are in regional youth orchestra. We also still have chorus. What I think is cool with the arts, we get to be through the disciplines and just mix in with academics, with language. So she's doing a song that's in German, and they're also learning sign language. Visual arts across the board, lower, middle, high school, all those pieces from all the grades are being displayed in our Chapman Cultural Center. They're being entered in other projects. We also have graphic arts where they're learning Canva, and if you have middle school, high school kids of your own, it's like in my house, they teach me how to do things, or I just get them to do it for me. High school, they're doing a memory project, and I failed to put this on here, but we also have AP art, and if you ever get the chance to see their final product, it's quite impressive. Dance. This is the 19th year of dance. That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
And then dance is just fun. That's all I can say about that. And then gaming. Gaming's kind of cool because it's that, I call it the sneaky class. The kids think that, or thought that they were just signing up for technology, play on PlayStation, whatever, but they're not. They're playing the board game, and they're learning things while having fun, and they don't really realize it, which makes it even better. And then I purposely, it might have been on the other one,
creative writing. I saved that for last because I asked my team, tell me like a little blurb about your classes. And Ms. Warren took this class literally by the horns. And when you can make writing fun, in my opinion, you've won. And they've done poetry slams, they've done competition with suspense writing. But one thing that stood out for me was that she shared that they've grown in their faith, and they're sharing that in their class. And to me, that means more than their writing. So across the board, fine arts is in good shape, and now we're ready for the sports.
I'm trying to do a 2-minute offense all the way down. So our fall athletic season went great. We had a lot of amazing achievements that I want to share with you guys real quick. The swim team, we took 8 down to the state meet, and we had a bunch of people placed in the top 10. And when we talk about the state meet, we talk about we have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders competing all the way up against 12th graders. And so they competed very well with a lot of top 10 finishes. And we're also excited because next year, one thing that our middle school misses is they don't have a Skeesa State swim meet, but at the state swim meet, what we heard was middle school will now have an opportunity to compete for state titles moving forward because it's something that Skeesa saw they needed, and it's something that they're adding. The other teams that we had competing this summer cross country had an amazing season, finishing 2nd in region. They had a bunch of personal bests. They had a lot of students running super fast. The boys finished 5th at the state meet. As you can tell, Lucy Coates, who is only in, I think, 7th grade, placed 7th overall at the state meet. Not far behind her, Lauren Telpison, only a junior, finished 9th at the state meet. In our younger leagues, our 5th and 6th grade league, we took home the 1st overall champion in Brighton Kersey, and not far behind 10, Keith Frederick finished 3rd overall. And in that competition, they were competing against teams from Norman, Burns, Bowling Springs, a bunch of your public schools. They were competing at a high level.
That's awesome.
And then as we move on with our volleyball team, we went from 2 wins last year under Coach Roser's leadership to 16 wins this year. And then all the way to a state semifinal berth. That means we didn't get knocked out to a Final Four. And we had 2 11th graders get nominated to play in the Skeesa All-Star game, where they were on the team that won a perfect 4-0. So they competed at a high level. We also had our middle school football team that over the course of the year was very competitive. They just wrapped up their season last night, winning multiple games, and even in their losses, it was very close, very tight. And for our varsity program, what we had was we had a year filled with learning, and a year filled with patience, and a year filled with just learning to understand. But as part of that, they were developed as a person as well. Because a lot of times we can experience success and we can learn from success, but we do also learn from those times where we don't always learn. And we work to get better, and each week we were working to get better. And what it culminated with was Bryce Workman getting all region and Coach Steele getting nominated. We're still waiting to hear back if he's been accepted to coach in the All-Star game in December.
That's awesome.
Okay? So as we move into the winter sports, we just had our JV boys basketball team pick up a win last night. And immediately after this, they're going to play the varsity game. But we also had to start a couple of new programs this year. My lower school families, I had to figure out a way to build that community. So we had a senior who was doing a senior project, but over 30 girls signed up for the cheerleading team. 30 girls. A lot of little ones. I got a 3-year-old. I don't know how she did 30. And so we had 30 girls sign up for the cheerleading team. Coach Keegan did a phenomenal job with those girls, along with some parent volunteers that really stepped in to help her out, which culminated in a performance right before the senior night for football. And we also had a flag football league for our little ones as well. And so we had 3, this past couple weeks, they've been playing over in Greenville against some teams. They picked up 3 wins the first week, and Charlie Warren walked away with the sportsmanship award.
Cool.
Not just based on his athletic ability, but on the fact that he did it the right way. Those are the kind of kids we love. They do it the right way, and they're protected that. This winter, we're also going to have a Winter League co-ed basketball league for our K-5 all the way through 4th grade. Because in 5th grade, they can start playing middle school, but if we can go ahead and get those skills and drills down now, we're going to be really good as we continue to get up. As we move into the spring season, We're excited to have an organization on campus with us that's not only just going to do soccer for us, they're going to have T-ball here, all right? And they're going to have another flag football team, and it'll be here every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to about 4 p.m. They run it. It allows me to really walk around and actually do what I want to be good at, which is getting to know the parents, getting to know the students, and being able to support you guys and your growth of that. But my job isn't just to focus on what we have right now, it's to think about that vision mindset and that vision future. So one thing we are adding in the spring is we will have a co-ed track team. We will be competing in track starting this year. We will have that here for both our boys and our girls. As we look into the fall, we're exploring the possibility of adding men's volleyball. It's a fast-rising sport. It's there. A lot of public schools around us. But one of the first things I had to do is I had to call our executive director of athletics down in East. I said, Mike, I gotta ask you a question. He said, what's that, coach? I said, we have a boys volleyball team. We have a chance to compete for a state title. He said, if you can get a boys volleyball team, that gets me forward. They'll compete for a state title the same weekend that our women's team would be down there to compete for a state title as well. So I had to make sure that was there. We're also exploring a launching softball in the spring of 2026. Okay? We're looking at all those variables now since we have to be thinking for the future. We can't just be thinking of what we have right here, right now. So I'm excited about it. We've got a great future. We've got some young kids, young athletes that are growing up that are just going to get us better and better. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Ledbetter and Ms. Woman to close this out.
So, just on behalf of the leadership team, thank you for being here. I know it's one more night to come out and be away from your families, but we really appreciate that. I hope you will share what you've heard tonight. We are going to be sending out a recorded version of this in our nightly news on Thursday, so we'll have all of the presentation slides and the audios, and we will be able to share that. So please, if you know somebody who could not be here, please share what you've heard. We're also going to be sending a link to a survey that Kurt and his team have put together that will be able to capture some feedback from you folks about what we're looking for as we move into the future. So I really hope you participate in that. We do not want to survey you to death. We just sent out a survey before. Obviously, the timing of this one is super important as we look to the future of the school. So I appreciate your participation in the Net Promoter Score and the new family survey that we just sent out. But I really urge you to please take time to also participate in this survey as we go forward. I want to thank Gabe and thank Mr. Wallman for being here, and for Kurt. And I want to thank all of our board members who are here, all of our speakers. Alicia is going to close us out and pray for us, but we're going to be here. So if there are any questions that you have, please come up and see us before you leave.
All right, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for tonight. We thank you for planting this vision in the hearts of people. We are so excited for the plans that you have for Oak Brook, and just feel honored to be able to take part in that. We are so thankful for the partnership we have with these parents, and for the love that we have for their children, and just the opportunity to pour into them and shape them into the godly leaders of tomorrow. But I just pray that you will just bless this school, that you will do things that only you can do, Lord. And that you will get the glory. And we just thank you for that. We pray these things in Jesus' name.